Time for an intro. Yes, first off, I'm kind of blonde now. Long short, I thought it would be fun to try over the summer before my kids could react to it, see how I like it. I think I like it, so I think I'm gonna keep it. Alright. Now moving on, we got some books to talk about because, as you can see in the background, it's the wrong age. But it is Summerween. Summerween 2023 ran from July 7th through the 13th. It is a beautiful readathon where you try to focus on like creepy books, spooky season to celebrate Halloween. I even have my little wizard there up to help keep things festive. Just ignore the stack here and I'm dealing with I'm in the process of redoing things, you'll see. So this is an annual readathon co-hosted by Olivia from Olivia Reads a Latte and Gabby from Gabby Reads. So much fun. There's usually 4 a year, 1 for each season, so we can keep it going. Alright, so this year's prompts are read a book in the dark. For that one, I'm going to read Death Overdue. Sadly, I couldn't get a physical copy, so I'll show you what it looks like later. This is by Allison Brooke. It is a cozy mystery related to a library. That's all I know, especially since Olivia had it on her list of books she wanted to read a few years ago. I feel like I have to do it. I really do like the read in the dark prompt. I actually mainly try to read the books in the dark, but this year I think I'm gonna have to do it a little differently and not read all of them, only in the dark. You'll see what I mean. And also for this, it's interesting because I have an idea of how I might want to do things differently physically to keep it more comfortable. But I'm waiting on something to arrive that I'll talk about later in the little room life update situation. Anyway, second is read a thriller. I hope if I had the books. Read a thriller. The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. Olivia also talks about Riley Sager a lot. They're a really good writer. I enjoy them. I usually only read Riley Sager during these reading challenge events, so think about what you will. But I always enjoy it. Definitely very creepy. There's always this balance of fake out and is this real, is this supernatural element to it. And this one is about a widow at a lake and her neighbor goes missing. Right, a book that takes place in the fall. For that, I went to my library and got The Broken Girls by Simone St. James. This has dual timelines aspect to it, where there's a mystery that happened in Vermont in 1950, where it's a school and I think a couple of the girls either vanish or die, and then more present day, same place in 2014, our second timeline main character, who's a journalist, comes to the area and she's looking into the case of her sister's death. I'm really excited, and I'm really excited to finally have gone to the library. You'll see that. But I've lived in my current place for a couple of years now, and I never went around to it because I wasn't sure how long I would be staying. But since I've decided I'm going to be staying for a while, I decided I should get that settled because I love the library. Alright, moving right along. And yeah, it was... Oh yeah, the school is also specifically for troubled girls. So it seems really creepy. Anyway, next prompt. We're almost there, I promise. Read a book with an orange or black on the cover. Held up a bit early, but as you can see, it is A Storm of Witchcraft by Emerson W. Baker. Now, I'm actually doing this one as mixed media. I have the physical book I've been doing a bit of, and I also have it on Audible, which I like to do. So this is an actual history book looking into what led up to the Salem witch trials from like a historical, sociological, political, economic sense, and really looking into why people were accused, why the accusers were involved, what was happening in Massachusetts Bay Colony at the time. And I'm so obsessed. It sounds so good because I'm a history nerd, wanted to be a history teacher. And this is also special to me because I did actually buy this in Salem last October. So yeah, the witch trials are obviously very famous, and getting to hear more about that situation and the facts behind it is really cool because as part of my grad school work, I'd actually done one of my example lesson projects as this sequence of lessons on literacy for and source reliability for the Salem witch trials that I found through Stanford History Education Group. So cool. And the last prompt is read a manga, graphic novel, or novella. So since I'm recording this intro late, I no longer have a physical copy because it was a quick read, but I read Pumpkinheads by Rainbow Rowell. I'll show the clips here. It looked like super cute. Again, Olivia mentioned it, so I was like, oh, maybe this will be cool. And I do struggle with what to use to fill this prompt because I love manga, but because this is technically supposed to be like mystery, horror, thriller, suspense genre, I kind of struggle sometimes with the Japanese horror. It's a bit too much for me. So I thought this would be a good compromise to do a cute little graphic manga. Not graphic manga, graphic novel, wow. I can speak today, I need some more coffee. Anyway, Pumpkinheads is about these two friends who have been working at one of those little seasonal pumpkin patches where like you can eat all sorts of fall treats, there's some rides, there's a pumpkin patch, all that kind of stuff, which I love going to. They're so much fun. I have to find a good one to go to soon because I love fall. It's the best. Yeah, so it's about these two high school seniors who work there. And it's like their last season working at the pumpkin patch. And they have to make it memorable before they go off to college. Alright, so that is the plan of what I will be reading this week. Hopefully we have a good week. I'm excited to see how this goes. And yeah, I definitely wanted to do this intro while I was still fancied up, but didn't feel like doing it the first day because you'll see, it was a day. So yeah, decided to do it now after church because it's Sunday. So I'm still looking nice, just had some lunch, and now I'm gonna go do some Pilates and then probably get started on the Broken Girls. Alright. Alright. Hi, hello. Welcome. It is now July 7th, so Summerween is getting started. By the way, if you hear the fan in the background, I'm sorry, not sorry. It is super humid and warm, even though I'm up here in the north, so love that for me. Love having a physical form right now. So I'm excited. It's Summerween. I'm actually going to be going to my local library in a little bit. We're having some work done on the electricity. There's some weird issue going on with that. No. Thankfully, we got an electrician coming. So, yeah. not doing full proper intro, but that's the plan for today. I am going to go there and hang out for a bit because we might lose some power and it's gonna be gross. So I'm gonna go check what I can bring with me. Also, while we're taking a little look-see, I've started to redo my room. Ignore the boxes there in the corner, but setting up some more space for my books. That's actually more books under there. I recently got this unit when my roommate moved out, and I got a plant friend. Not a week yet, but they're doing really well. A new rug, and then my books over here still need some help. There's stacks of those I'm going to donate, but I'm actually getting space to show all of my books and not do this stacking thing, which I hate. Hopefully I can get some more of that settled. And yeah, I'm trying to use this space, make kind of a reading nook. Not sure where it's gonna go yet, but I have a chair coming soon. Alright, welcome back. I have gone through some of my things and looked back over the TBR, which I will do later with y'all because it's hot and I'm about to get moving. So I decided the book I want to bring with me is A Storm of Witchcraft by Emerson W. Baker. This is a look into the Salem witch trials, and I actually did buy this in Salem during last October when I visited. Really cool. Should do at least once. But yeah, this is kind of more of a historical look at it, into some of those reasons why it happened and how that's impacting the legacy today. I'm really into the history of legacy, and especially when it impacts a specific area. I think it's so cool. And I'm also bringing my little lovely, happy go lovely old Winterween book sleeves, just in case. At least one for the book I'm reading, and then hopefully I might find another book to check out at the library. I'm not sure. I tried looking at the catalog, but it's complicated. Anyways, quick food, and then off we go. Bye! Back. Okay. I'm gonna lay down for a bit and cool off. Alright, feeling slightly better. So, I was at the library for a couple hours and I read Pumpkin Hats in the teen room. I didn't really film that because there was like an attendant right there, a librarian right there. I thought that's kind of was a small room and I didn't really have the space that wasn't like directly in her view and like public vlogging. But it was good. It was cute and a pretty fast read. Like, it was probably bad, but I didn't even officially check it out. I just grabbed it from the shelf, read it, and then put it back. Which I know is bad. If you go to the library, even if you can finish it while you're there, just check it out. If I do that again, if I go again, I'll do that. Because it really helps the libraries a lot with their funding. Anyways, moving on. Yes, so I read that, and that didn't take too long. Pretty good. I am currently, then I switched over to A Storm of Witchcraft. I went upstairs to the reading room for that and stayed out a little Des put on Halloween Town, because why not? But technically it should have been Hocus Pocus. And I stayed until about 4 o'clock. Then I walked over and had some dinner. Then I walked back to my place. Got in 9,000 steps today. Woohoo. Glad about that. So, yeah, things are good. Rolling right along. I did check while I was in the adult side in the reading room for Death Overdue, and they didn't have it, sadly. So I had to do a digital loan for that. But that's okay because that was my read at night book anyway. I think that one's gonna be super cute. I love being able to fit in a little cozy mystery. Actually, I think that this year I went pretty cozy with my books. But anyway, Storm of Witchcraft is really good. I'm getting a lot of like conspiracy vibes from it, and just learning about how connected things were and some of more of the background of what was happening, like how the village and the town were separate, and you know, not too long before the trials began in 92, that there was actually this big push for the village and the township to separate and become different beings, and just like how different the two areas were. Really cool stuff. I'm now on chapter 4. I know it looks like it's not that far, but because this is like sort of a textbook, unofficially, like it's a history book, there's gonna be like this much back matter, like notes and the appendices on the index. So I think I'm about halfway done. I've been doing that as mixed media. I've also been listening to it while I was walking, which is nice. I like doing that sometimes, especially with books like these. As much as I love history, it can get a little hard to work your way through them. Okay, taking a little bit of a break. It's a little bit warm up here, but yeah, I changed because I'm gonna be in for the night. Not sure if I want to start Death Overdue tonight, though. We'll see. Hi. So I'm looking back over my TBR, and I realized there's a book that I forgot to look for when I was at the library. Yeah, I can always just use the online catalog and reserve it if they have it, and if not, just do a digital loan. But just wanted to share that. Okay, fixed it. Went on the online catalog and requested it, so when it comes in, I can just pick it up. It's not that far along, and it's an excuse to get out and get those steps in, even though I've been doing good with that so far this week. Yeah, I'm excited. I guess I still don't know what I want to read tonight because I'm kind of done with the Salem book. I don't want to read too much of that in one go. I might read the Riley Sager book, I think. Once it gets darker. Yeah, that sounds good. Also, I am using one of those gel packs that you can either warm or cool to help kind of regulate my temperature, and it helps so much. Alright, go away. I'm gonna go chill for a little bit. Bye. Here, with my fabulous hair. Wow, that's stunning. I'm here having a little snack of tea and cake. As you can see, it's about 8:30 and still pretty light out. That's the one challenging part about Summerween, if you want to try to do reading in the dark. Just waiting for it to get a little bit darker. And I also have my candle going. It is Novel Wicks Vampire, which is cranberry apple marmalade, and it smells really good. I'm excited. For a couple hours later, and about 100 pages into House Across the Lake. Pretty good so far. It's really interesting, definitely creepy. Riley Sager's very good at the suspense part of things. I had been really tired when I started. I read the first chapter and thought I would go right to sleep after, but after moving around a bit, I managed to at least get that far. I do like it. Very sad what's happened. There is a lot of grief and substance abuse mentioned and given explicitly, so if that's something that bothers you, you should probably find a different book. But I don't know, I might read a little bit more or just lie down and enjoy watching a movie on my projector. Let me show you. Yeah, I got a projector, so I have it set up right now, so it's taking up a large space on the wall from this corner, see all the way to over there.